Well, here I am want to talk about Dallas Cowboys and a little bit of music and a lot of topics right now. Just kind of a general survey of getting online and saying a little bit of something about everything. Basically, politics. You know, our politics right now is kind of bad. I've never really been online, so I don't really know what it's like. I just hooked up this camera just to see what was kicking, and I thought I'd just share a little bit of my ideas about what's going on around the United States. Like the things that goes on with our politics is really bad. You could look at this video and see that I'm not a young guy. I'm not no youngster. So I've been around for a while. In fact, I've been around as long as Donald Trump. Him and I are about the same age. And when he brought out the idea that let's make America great again, I was kind of like, he's lying to you. He's really stuffing the hat box because um, you cannot make America great again uh, simply by saying that. When we were born, when we were raised in America, we had a far greater concept of freedom, and we had a lot more peace. We had all kind of different ideas than what you got now. Back when we were raised, prices in the country was way down, and things didn't cost what they cost today. Of course, the quality of the product that we were dealing with in those days was far less advanced than it is today. But the advancements that we've made in the products and the things that we buy today is not near as good as what we had back in the day. Having America great again doesn't mean just lip service like Donald Trump's put on when he was campaigning. He was using that line to suck everybody in and cause you to follow a dream that was never possible. Because the possibility of a dream like he was talking about is over the top. You can't make a dream like that come true in America. You can't go backwards in time and pick up the ends of what I see. You know, I know that right now today there's a lot of problems with race in this country, but you know it's a sad situation because it's not really race; it's skin color. You know, skin color has a very bad taste. People don't actually look at people through their heart condition; they look at them through skin color. Their eyes only look upon a black man, and then just looking upon him, or a black woman, or a white woman, or a black or a white man, and they see despicability. They don't want to consider the inner portion of the human anatomy. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear what my heart has to say. They just want to look upon me and judge me according to the skin color that I have. Which I think is kind of crazy, but there's nothing that I can do about it. So you know, uh, we all have our own ideas of how life ought to come about, and how it ought to work. So Donald Trump fed this country a line of baloney, and everybody bought into it. Now they're disgruntled against him because his ideas is way over the top. The trouble with Donald Trump is he's a billionaire, he's a wealthy man, and he uses his wealth and his position to bully everybody. And in America, bullying is supposed to be against the law. You're not supposed to bully people, but he has this propensity and this innate idea that just because he's got wealth and position, he can bully anybody into anything. Causing other people in his cabinet to resign because they don't go along with his ideas exclusively. You know, there's no part or piece that's been put on anything in America that hasn't have a multitude of people helping to design it, helping it to carry it along, and helping to advance it. So everybody's ideas have to be correlated. When Donald Trump's correlation falls apart with his cabinet members, he's up to quick to, you're fired. Does that make any sense? No. You have to be patient with people. You have to understand their motivation as well as your own. You have to see what they have to offer. And then you have to sometimes you have to kind of cut the fat off your own ideas in order to blend in the meat of their ideas. And if you can't accept that, I mean, you're lost. You know, he's really lost. And I don't say that from a standpoint of just liking Donald Trump. You know, I don't know. He's not distasteful to me, but his ideas are, his ways of handling the country. You know, the politicians, the greatest definition for political people is the fact that they've divided the country. You know, it distinctly says in Christianity, in the Bible, whatever, however you want to call it, the house divided against itself can't stand. So here you got two political parties warring, and all you ever hear out of them is, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. They don't ever say, we the people. They never bring that topic up. They don't never discuss the people. They never, ever give the people any opportunity to hear something that's good for them. It's always about them squabbling over, did Donald Trump collude to get the presidential? Do we need Mueller? Do we need Sessions? Do we need this one? Do we need that one? I mean, it's always got somebody on the carpet. And there for a while, we had a gun problem in this nation, and it all settled down, and now it seems to be popping back up since this young guy went out there and did what he did in California day before yesterday. It's a sad situation, you know. Life has its problems, and, you know, we all got our problems, no doubt. But you have to consider what you're dealing with. So, you know, right now I'm just kind of doing this video just to kind of see how things go for me, you know. I've been going on YouTube for a while here, and I've been looking at different other videos that people have posted about the Dallas Cowboys. There again, you're talking about a man that's wealthy, that has a position, that's a bully. He's bullying his fans into accepting his choices of head coach, his choices of offensive coordinator, his choices at everything, rather than when the fans start disliking the fact that the Cowboys are losing and they're buying jerseys and they're paying for tickets and they're using all the concessions that Jerry Jones has out there, and yet he's still stubborn and stiff-necked, and he don't want to give up any options to the fans. And, you know, the fans have been crying about this now for going on about 25 years since the last Super Bowl when Barry Switzer won. And it's incredible that American sports becomes that way. Only billionaires can own a franchise because the players demand so much money. But at the same time, the idiot that buys the franchise, if he don't know nothing about football, then all the fans is going to suffer, because all he's ever going to do is put idiots in the high places in his football operations, and they don't know much about football themselves. I'll take Jason Garrett, for instance. Jason Garrett started out as a flimsy quarterback. He never played any starting role in the NFL. He was always a backup quarterback. Okay, when he finally decided to retire, he got a little chinchy coaching job with Miami, and then he came to Dallas as offensive coordinator under Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips has more football knowledge in his big toe than Jason Garrett has in his whole brain, or Jerry Jones as far as that goes. But Jerry Jones couldn't accept Wade Phillips' tactics because Wade Phillips was a man of means. When he promoted Jason Garrett and fired Wade Phillips, he took on a man that was a yes man. He put Jason Garrett in the yes man spot. Yes, Mr. Jones. No, Mr. Jones. Yes, Jerry. No, Jerry. That kind of thing. And it creates a real sad situation, because what Jerry wants is what Jerry gets, or else. You know, it's the bully thing. I'm the owner. This is my team. I bought it. It's my money. Nobody can tell me how to run it. Well, that's what happened between him and Jimmy Johnson. The only great guru football person he had in place since he took over the franchise after Tom Landry and them. So, it's made for a great headache for the fans. Well, I don't, I don't know how to remedy the situation, but I know there's a lot of people, that think that Dak Prescott is the worst quarterback that could ever come to Dallas. But I got news for you. I went on Wikipedia this morning and compared Dak Prescott and Eli Manning. Their first 3 years as a starting quarterback, they're potentially pretty much the same. Eli fumbled the ball in his first 3 years 25 times and lost possession of it 5 times. Dak Prescott, in his first 3 years, has fumbled the ball 17 times and lost it 5 times. They're pretty much close to the same yardage as far as passing. Eli, in his first 3 years, passed for 8,045 yards. Dak Prescott has passed for 8,135 yards himself. Okay, Eli threw for 54 touchdowns and Dak Prescott threw for 52. So there you go. It's kind of an equal situation right there. The only difference is Dak has run for 13 touchdowns in his third 3 years as a quarterback, but Eli only ran for one. So it's it's just what it is. A lot of people have their own ideas about different things uh, pertaining to sports and politics and religion and all the ideas that goes on in America. But I'm here just to discuss it. That's all. See y'all later.